there's this new task is going to come to you. They want just a simple booking page. They want designed for a particular client, and then you just finish studying HTML, and then they say we want you to design this way. This is a simple way you can design any booking page. Uh, you have to put like a nice picture there of the golf company, and the ones like when they type, they can tell them this way you need to put your name, this way you put your email, this way you put your cell phone number, this way you want to for to select the date who you want to apply for whatever you want to do for the web page. So let's design something like a simple thing to design that you can choose your date and blah blah blah, and you can choose the time and the message, and when you click, the form should go. So let's start. So for any HTML page, before you start, you need to declare your doc type HTML. So after you declare your doc type HTML, then you need to move to whatever you're going to do next. Because if you don't declare your doc type HTML, your HTML page will still going to run, but it's going to render. So you need the doc type. It's one of the key things you need when you design your HTML. Remember, there's also for markup validator, and if you don't do it, so your page is going to be rendered. So we're starting our doc type, and then there's no close tag for doc type, and then we type our HTML on the second line, and then we close the tag. So you open the HTML tag, and then you close the tag. So whatever you are using, you can use a Notepad, or you can use a Notepad Plus, or you can use a Visual Studio Code, like I'm using Visual Studio Code. And then the next thing is you type your header with the title of your HTML page you want it to be. You can use anything, like in my case, so header and then title. You open the tag, close the tag. I'm using golf booking page. You can also say my my web page. Now, this title is not actually going to come on your page, but it's going to be on the left corner of your page. That's the title that you see on the left corner. So it's going to show something, say my web page, or like mine was golf booking page. So that's what it's going to show on the corner. Then you finish with your title. You must make sure you close the tag. You leave this tag open, your page will still be run, but it's recommended to close the tag because this is HTML. So every open tag it's followed by a close tag, but not all of them, because you find some of them they don't need a close tag. It doesn't like when you do input, it doesn't really need it. Yeah, and then you go for the body. So you open your body and then you close your body. And then this is the image that we're going to use. So the golf image that we're going to use, I declare the width, I declare the height, and then the alignment of that picture I want it to be on the left. So I want my picture to be on the left. So I'm going to use form in this case. That's where we're going to use it for our. You can also use a form set to declare a function, but let's start. We're going to do our form. So I'm using my form we're designing the form for login. And then I'm declaring my label. So that's whatever I want it to be there. I want to have something to return, booking an appointment, and then I close it. And then I'm opening my tag for whatever I want to have on the right, and then put the width, and I put the color. I want to have green, alignment left, size, style, and position. And then my first input. So as you can see, the input tag, there is no close input tag. Even if I do this, you won't see anything that sends to me to close that input tag. It's actually sending me to close the form, but I have already closing form tag on the side. So my input tag, it's going to be type text because I want you to type text. Placeholder, that was what you show. It's going to show your full name. So once the client is going to start to type, this word is going to disappear. So it's not really going to show anymore your full name. And then I want the size. It's going to be 30. That's the size I'm going to use. And then for me to use the next input, I'm using break, because if I don't use this break, this input and this input is going to line up on the same line. So I'm using break twice because I want 2 lines before I'm using the second one. If I use 1 break, it's going to be linked to each other. Then the next one as well for the email, and then for the cell phone, and where it says selected below. Thus, I may not really need to use the input. I can use something else. In this case, I'm just using input for this purpose of this video. And then I'll open a dive, and then I'll close it for the position. This is for something that you're going to see now. Then we have the appointment date, and then input type date. So your input, the type that you're going to use, that's what's going to appear. If you check, there is no break next to it because I want my date and my time to be in the same line. But when you look at the appointment date, I'm using a break because I want to use on the next line. And then I close my div. So thus is going to be into another section. Then I open my text area, and then I declare the number of row that I wanted to have and the column that I wanted to have, and then resize none because I don't want it to be resized, and the placeholder message. So that's what's going to appear once we're going to run this page. So we have basically everything. Then I have my button, which is going to be submit. You can use any button that you want to do. You can use a reset. I'm using submit because I want the form to be submit. And then text alignment, center, background color of the button, and then the padding. So just to give some position into that button. So after you finishing type all of this, if you have exactly the same thing like mine, you should be able to see a simple form to have an idea of the form work. And the other feature like styles or JavaScript, you can edit by your own and then to get a different type of a form. So let's save this and then run it and to see what we're going to have. So we're running our code. There is our table. So as you remember, we're using the input date. As you can see, we can choose our date. We can go till the number of the year that we want to go, or we can go back the date that you want to do. But remember, this is a booking date, and then we can choose the time that we want to come for the booking. So let's say I want to come on the 19th of October 2022 around 12:01. So really want to be very precise. And as you can see, we can't extend this type, text type, so we can't extend it. And then we have our button, which is over there. So this is our form. So if you add some JavaScript into it, or you add some other command on this button, so whatever you're going to type here, and then when you send it, so it's going to take this form and then send it to the database or to the client that will receive the message. Say, Mr. Jack, with the email, Mr. Jack, let's say Jack at gmail.com, cell phone number 01. Let's book an appointment. Say, please make sure everything is ready. So yeah, so Mr. Jack want to be sure that make sure everything is ready. So we should add some code on the send button, and then click on send. Exactly this detail is going to be sent, and then we're going to receive it, and then we'll book an appointment for Mr. Jack. Thanks for following this video. Please like, subscribe, and share.